AI is both a tool and something that could be very dangerous, in my opinion. I'm still the same person that I was when I was 8 years of age walking on the streets of Brooklyn. What experience can I share that really shaped my future is...
Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time that we arrive at a very special segment we all have been waiting for, Fireside Chat. So featuring one of the incredible personality that we have with us this morning, Dr. Oleg Firer. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a huge round of applause. A storyteller of leaders and curator of vision. Ladies and gentlemen, now also let's welcome Mr. Dhruv Apte, the CEO of Enterprises World. Joining him for the first Fireside Chat is an entrepreneur, investor, diplomat, and an author whose journey spans from stateless refugees to global leadership. Once again, can we have a huge round of applause for both the visionaries on the stage?
Good morning, everyone. So to start with the very first session of the Global Icons of Impact 2025, it's our honor to welcome Dr. Oleg Firer for this fireside chat with the enterprise world and the global icons of impact. Dr. Firer currently serves as an advisor to governments, royal families, intergovernmental agencies, as well as advisor on government relations with ADG Legal. He is also a published author with books like Diplomacy Unplugged and Beyond Transactions. His achievements have been recognized globally. Forbes named him among 5 incredible entrepreneurs, and by Finance Monthly honored him as Dealmaker of the Year. Dr. Firer, it's our privilege to have you here. You have laid across continents and sectors from technology to diplomacy, and I am excited to explore your story and the lessons that leaders in this room can take from it. So first of all, very warm welcome to the first edition of Global Icons of Impact 2025. And to start with, you have lived one of the most inspiring transformation stories, from refugee to diplomat. When you look back, what moment or experience truly shaped your mindset towards success and leadership?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here. Second, I don't know, it's such an inspiring life. I lived a life, like you said, from being a first-generation refugee coming to the United States, living my career in the United States to becoming who I am, which is a human. But if you're asking me what experience can I share that really shaped my future, is probably when I was a little boy walking in Brooklyn, New York with my mother and looking at everything around, and she says, you know, look at these houses, look at these cars. I said, one day we'll have the same. And that really resonated with me, and all my life I look back at it and I say, yes, I've achieved this, I've done this. But first and foremost, I'm still human. I'm still the same person that I was when I was 8 years of age walking on the streets of Brooklyn with my mother and looking at everything around. So being humbled is really what I still remember.
Great. And you have led many companies across industries such as finance, tech, telecommunication, digital payments, etc. So from your perspective, what impact is AI making across the sectors today?
AI is both a tool and something that could be very dangerous, in my opinion. First of all, if it's used right, it's a tool that makes our life much easier. But at the same time, it gives us less, probably, takes away an effort from reading the book, takes away an effort from doing basic research. We're now relying on AI. But at the same time, it's going to streamline the processes. It's going to allow us to have information readily available. Definitely in fintech and financial services, it's a tool that's going to make analytical research and data mining more efficient. I'm a very big believer of AI, but like I said, it could be very dangerous in terms of, if you're a student, you don't have to really do research as we did before, going to a library and doing all sorts of things. And with AI, it's still early stages, so it's if you do not give it proper instructions, it's going to give you garbage information out. So you gotta be careful of everything that you read today, because most of the stuff is created by AI, especially on social media. But it's an important tool in business, in my opinion. It's an important tool in fintech. It's an important tool in many ways to make our lives hopefully easier. But at the same time, it's going to remove a lot of industries.
So there is always a buzz like AI is taking job of humans, and it is going to disrupt the jobs across the world. So what's your take on this?
I don't think it's well, like I said, it's going to probably reduce some of the industries, but at the same time, it's going to give opportunities to some others. So in any type of evolution, something phases out, something new comes in. If you remember, we had cassette players, we had CDs, all of those things got phased out with something newer. So it's an evolution that's some industries are going to be disrupted and replaced. Some industries are going to be born out of it. So adapt, always learn something new is really important.
And you have successfully navigated to very different worlds, from the boardrooms to the diplomatic area. How do you balance the fast-paced demands of business with patience and precision that diplomacy requires?
Well, everybody asks me the question, what's the difference between diplomacy and business? It's really the same thing. It's human interaction. It's speaking with people, paying attention and being focused. So the same principles that you bring into business apply to diplomacy and vice versa. There's really no difference.
So when you play in both areas like business and diplomacy, which one do you feel more challenging one is?
Business.
And why?
Because business, you need to be more reactive. Diplomacy, even though everybody thinks diplomacy, it's very fast, it's slow. It's very slow-paced. Every diplomatic process, from sending a diplomatic note to negotiating an agreement with the government, takes a very long time. With business, it's much more faster-paced environment. You need to adapt. You need to react to situations much faster than diplomacy.
And maybe the quick decision making and the risk will be more into the business than the diplomacy. Right?
Yes, of course, because your business requires critical thinking. Your business requires to be more dynamic. You need to react to situations, and being in the business, and most of my life I spent in business, you need to react to situations in a nanosecond, because you could lose a business if you don't react. Diplomacy could wait. Unfortunately, I wish it would be the other way around, but today, we live in the reality, and diplomacy unfortunately takes a very long time, with all the processes and with all of the bureaucracy that goes behind the scenes.
Do you feel diplomacy is more kind of collective efforts and the business is the lone journey?
No, everything is a collective effort. There's no, when I build businesses, when I'm involved in business, it's all about the team. There's no I in team. It's you bank on your team. You make sure that your team delivers the results. So, and the same thing, diplomacy. Diplomacy is just, there's when you talk about the diplomatic processes, like I said, they're very slow, but you're also dependent on a lot of bureaucratic nuances that go into play. Where in business, it's more, if you have the right team in place, it's the biggest recipe for success, because 90% of your success is your team.
Very informative one. Next question is your current focus. It's about your current focus on bridging the gap between the governments and businesses. So in your view, why is public and private collaboration more important today than ever before?
Because diplomacy is slow. But there's a lot of opportunities for private-public partnerships that exist today, and governments, like I said, move very slow. So it's the job of entrepreneurs, the visionaries, the business people to make that work faster and interact with the governments. And what I do today is try to bridge the gap, try to bring business into the government sector and the government sector into the business, create those public-private partnerships internationally in emerging countries where there's still significant opportunities for growth.
And moving on to the last question, for the leaders that are in this room, what advice would you share about purpose, perseverance, and creating an impact that endures?
It's really stay focused, stay sharp, adapt to the new technologies such as AI, and there's still plenty of opportunities. In any type of economy, there's opportunities. When the economy goes down, it presents opportunities. When the economy goes up, it presents opportunities. So adapt with times, but stay focused and don't give up. If you start something, see it through. Because I've seen a lot of entrepreneurs start something, then start something again, and just stay focused on an opportunity, see it through, whether it fails or it goes on. That's the way it's got to be.
And any one industry or technology that is gonna get boom in the next 5 years or prosper in the next 5 years, what would be your?
AI, of course. AI is the new trend, but AI is applicable to many different industries. And yeah, even though it's going to replace some of the industries, it's still, some of the industries are going to be phased out, still going to open up other doors. So it's a necessary tool. I've used AI every day.
So I'm sure AI, everything is going to revolve around AI in the next coming few years. So thank you for sharing this incredible journey. I guess this was a small section or a small session of the journey, but we look forward for the longer discussion in the coming days. And your story reminds us that leadership isn't about the ambition. It's about the purpose, courage, and the belief that no challenge is too great to overcome. So maybe within 10 minutes, we all got to know a very good piece of information from you. And thank you for joining us. It's been an honor to have you with us for the inaugural edition of the Global Icons of Impact 2025. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for having me.